Okay, welcome everyone to the program. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Thursday, the day that we let men speak. It's the 8 o'clock hour of the Diana Wright Show live. And my special guest, of course, the most honest guest ever, is Dax Dunn, who says he just loves sex. So I tweeted out today, Dax, I tweeted out and I asked people, do you love sex? Are you having lots of sex? I tweeted, I didn't even check to see if anybody responded to my crazy. But anyway, just to let you know that it is indeed Thursday. And if we have a flirting president, it is President Obama at his prom trying to pick up his best friend's girlfriend, or his best friend's date, that is. Seemed like he wasn't too happy with the blonde he was slinging. Instead, he was trying to pick up the brunette. But that guy is still his friend today. They're still good friends. So I guess no hard feelings. He's just a flirter. So we know that our president is a flirting guy of many words. Yes.
I would beg to differ.
Why? Why are you saying that?
No, I'm saying that I don't think he's a flirting guy. I think he's a very, generous person with his compliments.
Yes.
And he's comfortable in saying, hey, you're an attractive person.
Would you like to have lunch with me sometime? Give me a call.
But more importantly, sometimes you get the signals, That was my challenge, Diana.
So here we go now. I didn't even mean to start it off with this, I just sat here and it came because I wrote it down for tomorrow for Wow Friday.
Diana, we have some magic going on right here, because when whatever is just flowing.
Yes.
I'm saying to you that as it relates to whichever subject we get on tonight, one of the things I think is important for women to understand men, and for men to understand themselves. And am I suggesting that I am going to tell men how to understand themselves? Absolutely not.
Why not? You're a guy, and you know, a lot of people nowadays, as they become a celebrity, they become an expert, and they don't know crap. Okay, so I don't see why you can't. I can.
Well, I tell you what, it's easy to fall in line with what everybody is doing.
Right.
And think it's okay. Or it's even easier.
Yes.
You know yourself and you're in love with yourself and you know what is the right thing for you.
Absolutely.
So I'm saying to you, I am at that place in my life where there's not a lot of questions that I ask. I just have to accept that everybody is not going to understand what I am seeing and get what I am doing. But I'm going to do what I'm doing and be who I am, because I know that absolutely that's me.
Yep.
I have a guest over here.
You do? Who is the I bet it's Vanya.
Come.
Is it Vanya is a guest?
Vanya's a guest.
Oh, Vanya. Hi, Vanya. Hi. How are you? I don't know how you're managing all that sex, but anyway. Because Dax spilled the secret and said that he look at Vanya, she's so shocked. No, he told me one day, we were just talking, on one of the Wellness Wednesdays, and he goes, well, Diana, I don't know if I can say this on this program, but I love sex. And I'm thinking, I'm worried about you, because I'm going, I wonder if Vanya can keep up with all this wanting of the sex thing.
All right, so, Vanya can blush all she wants. We're not going to let her off the hook.
No, we're not going to let her off the hook, because I tell you what, when I read the story, or I saw the story of President Obama, and you see, actually at that time, he liked the name Barry. because he signed the note to the girl, Barry Obama, or the yearbook, whatever. So I said to myself, wow, I wonder how much Dax has lyrics to give like President Obama gave in that note. Does he have a lot of lyrics, Vanya?
Why are you laughing?
I'm serious. Does he have a lot of lyrics? Does Dax? Because, Dax, I know Dax for a long, long, long time. I think I know Dax even before you. But anyway, he is a talker. Dax always has something to say. So when it comes to the romance department, wait, Dax, don't be interrupting me now. When it comes to the romance department, is he a man of many words or few words? Peel the beans, please. Vanya is cracking up. She can't even answer the question.
I mean, my experience when it comes to romance is very limited. But I will tell you that I don't miss that, being with Dax, that I have a limited experience. But it's one thing to do stuff. It's one thing to go for dinners and walks and buy flowers and stuff like that.
Right.
Which I personally don't care for. But, like I'll give you a small example. We're so in tune that the littlest, we live our life based on our daily joys.
Wonderful.
Moment by moment. So if today was all good, then my life is great. And even today he did something that to me, I would consider a very romantic thing that he doesn't even know.
Okay, tell us.
I was in the office, and he was down there with me. I told him, he was on the phone, and we're making a huge transition in our software.
Right.
So I was on the phone with the programmer because I've decided to take on the job to learn that aspect. And he finally called the programmer. It was a big moment. And that was on the phone, a talker, for an hour with somebody. So I was like, we need to go down and work on this thing. So he said, okay, I'm coming. So we went down. And I'm on the phone with the programmer. I'm all into it, but he's sitting far away from me on the phone. And I'm going, okay, does he understand how important it is? I'm so nervous. He should be sitting right next to me. But he was busy on the phone. So I kept doing what I was doing. I kept looking at him, but, I got more confidence. And then he came up to me and he said, do you need me? And I said, no, I think I'll be fine. So he said, okay, I'm going to run upstairs and get something. Now, I was very thirsty because I was constantly talking to the programmer and, it's pretty hot. And I was like, oh man, I forgot to text him, like at least he could bring me some water. And Dax comes back with my water bottle full of water.
Wow.
It was just, and it's those things that just blow my mind completely.
Little things, right? It's the little things.
And it happens every day. You know what happens in my opinion? We stop paying attention to those things and we are always paying attention to what your partner is not doing.
Right.
The highlight of my day today is the fact that I was thirsty. I forgot to tell him. And when I saw him come back, he had my water bottle in his hand.
Yeah, but it's just...
And he didn't even realize that was a good moment, huh?
I didn't do it because I was hoping she would remember it at this point in the day.
Yes.
But I did do it not because I wasn't thinking about her. I did it because it just seemed natural that I know she needs her water. I know she's talking. I know that it don't make sense, to be in on that conversation, that she wants me there for moral support. And I needed to I was there, and she knew I was there.
Right.
But the water was something that would give her physical support. So getting the water was just, just common sense.
Yeah.
But,
Okay. All right, Dax, I'll take your word for it. And Vanya certainly appreciated it. So, guys, it's just the little things. All right. I want to get to tonight to talk about breakups and divorces. And a lot of women believe that men, when they get a divorce or they're separated or they break up from a relationship, they're so tough guys that they don't cry and they don't think about it. And I'm here to differ and tell you that men do cry. Men do get depressed about not having their person there. Even if they were a lousy guy, they're sad after divorce. Just
Sure.
What's your thoughts on that?
Well, for me, the number one thing is it's a failure. I mean, it's something that didn't work out. So, at every level, look, one of the biggest mistakes we make is that we think that men are tough.
Yes, we do.
Men are not tough. Men are just different, and they may be tougher in terms of physical aspects of stuff. But
Right.
even I don't think any man could have a baby.
Absolutely not.
So I know that the hours that Vanya worked, the pace at which she worked, I couldn't keep up with her at all. So tough, I don't know what that means.
Okay, so Vanya, do you think he acts tough sometimes, or he's just a nice guy?
Why are you laughing?
Well, she's laughing. Come on, Vanya, answer up.
I'll tell you when Dax acts tough.
When does he act tough?
Go speak.
I cannot have any argument with him. The minute I started arguing,
You get stuff?
no, the minute if there's an argument or there's a disagreement between us, that's when Dax is the toughest guy, because I'm here trying to express my point and I'm upset. And next literally next minute, he's literally holding me up high up in the air. And like, no, put me down. And he's like, no, I'm not putting you down till you say there's no problem between us, everything is okay. And I just feel so helpless because he's so strong and tough.
Oh, so that's how you see him as a tough guy.
So talk about tough, yeah. But you know what? That's all our funny stuff. But I think Dax is very tough. His strength to me, we both have been through a lot in our life, and I have had the opportunity to be with him through some of the roughest times that I saw that he was going through and I was going through in both of our lives. And I just he was standing tall, very tough. I love to me, what I believe is toughness in a man is that, something bad is going on with you. You understand that is what is happening, but you just don't go on and on, reliving those moments. It happened, and what's the next step?
Okay.
There's a saying that tough times never last. Tough
What
people
tough
do.
people do, yeah. I would consider myself one of those tough people.
Definitely, I would agree. Again, your kids are so important to you, and Dax has explained to me what you've gone through. I think you're toughest of all of us put together.
My tough was really tough.
You should ask Dax. My son sneezes, and I'm just. Come on.
Yes, exactly. So, okay, Dax, what's your thoughts? I see you look like you want to say something.
Well, as I say, as far as me personally, I am blessed because I can't sit here and tell you that I am the person I am because of my own inner strength.
Yes.
My inner strength has been cultivated by a lot of loving people in my life. And from I have known myself, I have known myself to be well loved.
Very good. That's a good thing.
Well, and I'm saying to you, it's a good thing, but I don't believe that there are a lot of people who have had that type of opportunity and background. And therefore, to expect them to behave the same way that somebody who's had that background and so am I saying I have an advantage? Yes.
Okay.
Am I saying that advantage makes me better? Absolutely not. I'm just saying I have an advantage of knowing myself to be well loved. And for me, the only thing that means is that the value of self-love is the greatest love of all.
Amen.
That all I can do for anybody I truly care about is help that person to love themselves.
Yeah, that's true. That is so true. And you know, a lot of men will tell you, "Oh, well, my mom didn't hug me. I didn't see my mom and dad lovey-dovey. So what do you want from me?" You know. So because if you don't know it, you can't give it if you don't have it. It's hard to give what you don't have.
Well, but then we didn't we weren't born with a language.
Okay.
We weren't born with any sense of fashion or style. We didn't know how to drive cars. So we are intelligent and we can learn.
Okay.
But one of the first things that it requires to learn is to let go. And a lot of people have these painful childhood experiences that they use as their subconscious foundation to define themselves. And as soon as they become aware of it, they can change it. But if you're not aware of it, it haunt you consistently. You'll work and stress and be always fighting yourself.
Yeah.
But if you connect with that inner self and the true identity that says, my past experiences do not define me, then you're free to learn new skills, new attitudes, new approaches to life that work and produce results on a daily basis.
All right, we're inside of the Diana Wright Show at the 8 o'clock hour. We're live, and my special guest is Dax Dunn, and Vanya is joining us this evening. And she's giving the female side because we know that this show is about men speaking, men telling us what do they want in a woman, because that's one of the questions I think I have written down here. What is it that a man is really looking for in a woman? Because it seems like, I don't know, men, women, we never seem to be satisfied with the guy we have, or we see the guy in the supermarket, like I spoke about last week, buying flowers, and say we go, even though we really don't like flowers, but we're going, wow, that looks so romantic. And, you know, the guy it's Valentine's Day and he's getting chocolates and stuff. And chocolate is not a big deal for me. So why am I even wanting or thinking that I should be getting chocolates? You know, so I think it's people just not being content with what they have, or trying to make because someone said to me the other day, we were talking about relationships, and she said, my mother said, the grass is never normally greener on the other side. What you need to do is water the grass on your side and get it to be green.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, this is what I observe. My understanding is men want to be accepted. They want somebody to say, you're okay, I love you, I accept you for who you are.
Okay.
That is our... we want to be mothered.
Okay. Mothered. Yes, that's true. Men want to be mothered. Alrighty. Let's see. So you want to be mothered, but I don't want to be your mother. Ooh, okay, somebody's calling Dax. So we're going to just plug him out until he comes back to us. This is the Diana Wright Show live, and of course my special guest is Dax Dunn, and Vanya is here with us today, and we're trying to figure out what's going on with Dax and the phone there, but he'll come back to us in a minute. But also, I just wanted you to kind of think about this whole thing. Men, what are you really looking for in a girl? Are you looking for a girl who can cook? Dax has said men want mothering. Okay. So, but don't you think that... okay. All right, Dax, I don't know what happened there. I think you just need to replug and start over. Yes. And, you know, I don't think most women... There we go. There we go, Dax. Are you there? Hello? Okay, Dax. I know I answered you, so I'm going to plug you out again and see if you come back. Let's go this way. Nope. This way. Okay. Why am I not? Okay. Are you there? I don't think he is. All right, we'll get that sorted out in a second. Let me just get my Skype. page back up. All right. Okay, Dax, you have to try again. All right, and just wondering, I'm glad Dax brought that thing up, mothering, because I'm always saying, I'm not your mother. Don't want to be your mother. So, I'm not sure. Well, we're now learning from a guy, women who are listening, men want to be mothered. So what does that mothering actually entail is what I would like to know. Okay, let's try this one more time. Okay, Dax, come on, give me some video here. Where are you? What did you unplug? You must have unplugged something there. Okay, we'll see. Leave the signal open until he... Just a moment, it says. Yeah, so what does mothering actually mean? Does it mean that you want me to literally be your mother? I don't want to be your mother. I'm marrying someone to love me. But what about my needs? It keeps telling me just a moment. So I'm not quite sure what that means, but anyway. So I want to also go into some of the things that men like to see women do to either make them more sexy or turn them on or create a better atmosphere or a better scene for the relationship. Okay. I'm not sure what's happening here with my Skype. Not quite sure what's going on tonight. There's a kabuki guy. Okay, Dax, you better come in now. Hello? Alright. Okay. We're having some major technical difficulties tonight. I don't know what's going on, but anyway, we'll see if we can get Dax back. In the meantime, I just want to run through some of the topics that I'd like you to be talking about this evening or getting, into, because I'm just not getting, my thing is clicking out here. I don't know what's going on. Okay. There. Okay, that's cleared. Let's see. Alrighty, let me... Alright, we're going to continue anyway, okay? We're going to talk about the things that men want. If you want me to mother you, are you wanting me to clean your house? Are you wanting me to clean the house and wear the apron, always be in the kitchen? Okay, we are not getting anywhere with this. Let's see. Ooh. This is not supposed to be doing this. All right. Okay, I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a call, and I'm going to call my engineer who is here, my daughter who knows more about this thing than I do, and see if she can come in and speak with me. Hello? Okay, let's see. Why are we having so much difficulty this evening? I'm not quite sure about that. So, okay, let's see. We're calling to see if we can get some help here with this thing. We're calling live on the air. Okay. Will someone answer the phone, please? All right, no one is answering the phone. We're not getting anywhere this evening with this thing. Okay. All right. Hello? Could Paviel come in here and help us out with this iPad thing, please? Thank you. All right. Trying to get my young engineer in here to try to sort this out, because just as we were getting into some deep conversation, we somehow lost Dax and can't get him back, and I'm not quite sure what to do. So I need the bigger guns to help me out here. All right. So anyway, all right. My big gun engineer is coming in too. What is going on here? I can't get Dax back. Okay. All right. No, you're not. No one will see you. Okay, let's try him again. Hello, Dax. Hi, Dax. I'm still not getting him. Okay. I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe Dax just have to call us and see if we can continue the conversation, because we're just not, it's just doing some crazy stuff here. I told you about these computer things. All right. Anyway, so meaning that I need to be cooking your meals, washing your clothes, ironing your clothes. What are you doing for me? Okay? That's what I'd like to know. So some of the questions I'd like to ask on the program is simply that. Are you out there? 561-228-1921. That's the number to call if you... Oh, what is going on there? This thing is going crazy this evening. Okay. All right. Are you leaving, engineer? She's leaving. Can you imagine that? She's just leaving me high and dry with this whole problem that she can't solve either. So something may be going on. Like this evening I left and I came back and the power went out and all my computers and everything was going crazy because there was a power cut. So I'm just tired of, dealing with FPL sometimes. Okay. Is he going to call back here or is he going to call me on the phone? Maybe he should call me on the phone. All right.
He's going to call on the phone.
Okay, because somehow the signal is not working. There's some big scuffle going on in Europe about this whole... Okay, here we go. Hey, Dax.
Hey.
Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on with our Skype signal there. But anyway.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's on your side. Somehow it's on mine. I think I just can't get a proper signal.
Oh, okay. All right, great. Okay. So let's get into, we were talking about the mothering thing. And I wanted to hear what
Stop. I have to be clear. I have to clarify.
Please.
No. I'm not talking about mothering as far as you need to make my bed, I need to fix my food.
Okay.
No, I'm talking about acceptance, that unconditional acceptance, that person that you can share anything and everything with without feeling judged.
Oh, okay. So that's the kind of mothering we're talking about. Okay, so that's all right. That's good. That's a good thing. I can feel that. The fact that I'm, supposed to love you unconditionally, and the same goes for you loving me unconditionally. So I can hack that. All right.
Well, a man should not is not in the terms of our cultural norms. Across most cultural barriers.
Yes.
My observation is that men are supposed to tough it out, not be very emotional, don't get caught up in the gossip and the minutia, and that whenever he has a problem, he must deal with it.
And he should not cry either. He should not cry, ever.
Exactly. That is one of Vanya's biggest rules. I mean, luckily, I'm not cry, so she never see me cry yet, but...
You mean she has never seen you cry?
No, but she don't have any tolerance for it though. She's very accepting, but that is not one of her things to be accepting of.
Really?
Yeah, she don't like to see men cry. When she watch TV or she see any type of crying from a man there's no exception unless his mother dead. No other reason.
That is interesting. Very interesting, I think. Wow.
It's a cultural thing, Diana. Okay.
It's a cultural thing because you're from India. Is that what it is?
I mean, I don't know how much you know about the Indian, like how we have different clans that we are divided into. Not to take away the conversation from what we're talking about.
That's okay. No, that's okay. It's nice to know about cultural differences.
Right. It's just I come from a clan where,
I've never seen any of the men in my family cry, and I mean, I was brought up always being told that men cannot cry unless their mom is dead or something is wrong with their mom. So I don't even know how to get rid of. I mean, I don't think it's normal after being with Dax, because, like, with my son, he heard me tell him boys can't cry, and he was like, "What are you talking about?" I mean, and I have only maybe told him twice, but he doesn't cry.
Wow.
Yes, I do have an issue with that, but I think it's more cultural.
It's cultural, yes, definitely. Because, I guess, men in India have a different view, or women see men differently. They're the head of the household kind of thing. And it's a different culture. And I didn't know that. I'm going to make a note of that. When I see any Indian people on TV, I'm going to watch to make sure they're not.
Hold on. Let's be careful, because Vanya does not represent every Indian.
Oh, no, I know that. But I'm just going to make a note, like a conscious note of that, because I've actually seen, when Oprah went there the other day, and she had people there, and they were living in such close quarters, and yet they seemed so happy and so in love and everything. And the dad was, the guy that was working so hard and stuff. And we are saying, oh, how do they do this? But that's their thing, and it's no big deal. And they seem quite happy to be in that situation. I don't know if you saw that particular scene. Oprah did a special where she went on a journey to India, and she was so amazed when she walked in and saw the small places that they lived in, and how the people were so content and so happy, So
in life, everything is relative. I mean, to somebody who live in jail, well, being free could be just under a bridge,
Yes,
but
that's true. That is true. That is definitely true.
Relative.
That is true.
Have to have a conversation. So what do men want in a woman, that besides being
yes, yeah. You needed to tell me that. You said mothering was one, and you clarified what mothering meant. So what's the next one? It can't be just that.
No,
okay.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is, when you're young, everything turns you on as a man. I mean, the ankle, belly skin, bottom, breast, hair, smile, everything turns you on. When I'm talking about the teenage years.
Okay.
And the libido, the drive is very strong. As you get older, I find that I'm more interested in passion, in attitude, if I see a woman who is confident, I'm attracted to her. But that's the big difference. We started off talking about President Obama and him being flirtatious, and I'm saying to you, I think he's just self-confident, and he will allow himself to go with his feeling that, wow, that's an attractive person. He'll speak it out loud, as opposed to other people being careful not to cross any. They don't want to cross any boundaries. So he's more okay. So now, but I used to feel that if I was attracted to a woman, that means I'm supposed to have sex with her. That subconsciously,
right?
That related to an attraction meant it should be sexual. And I'm saying to you, at 10 years later, 12 years later, I'm at a stage where I realize being attracted to somebody is perfectly fine. I accept why I'm attracted, but there's no need to pursue it any further than it's just an attraction. And therefore, I'm happy to offer a compliment, appropriate, and move on. There's no pursuit. There's no interest. There's nothing more than, wow, that's an attractive person. I made a note of it. If I was able to give a compliment and make her day, great. But that's it. Now, in terms of somebody that I want and what I'm looking for, I have that attraction. That attraction is is constant. I am always attracted to her. But more importantly, it's not a lust. It's just it's not a I need you and a codependence. Just I care.
Okay.
I want to be there. I want to see you happy. It's very unselfish. It's saying whatever makes you happy, I'm good.
Okay, that's a good thing. That is definitely a good thing. Okay, I want to get into the other things that some men talk about. Some men want their women to wear lingerie, and you can't wear a t-shirt to bed, and you have to get into the sexy panties kind of thing. Is that something that most men are kind of wanting when they have a wife or a woman or a significant other, or you just, whatever the case is?
I think that there's always the fantasy. Men are visual, and they can always, there's a fantasy. Exactly how that fantasy plays out, and is it, I don't think any man is sitting there, I want her to do that every single night. But certainly, once in a while, there's the turn on. For me, and we're having an adult conversation, so...
Absolutely.
Vanya's looking at me shocked. She don't even know what I'm going to say, but no underwear.
Oh God, would you please?
No underwear is a better way.
No underwear is extremely sexy.
Okay, so that's a better way. Okay, all right, that's great. Okay, so.
I would love to make a point here.
Okay, sure. Go ahead, Vanya.
I feel that. I'm a woman, but I'm in this business that deals with more women than men.
Right. Yes.
I think as women, we have a certain responsibility towards our relationship, towards our spouse. Men are more visual, and men tend to carry a bigger sexual appetite than women.
Yes.
It's just how nature is. Men also maintain their sexual appetite a little bit longer than women. That's just how nature has made us. And I think one of the things that every man would want in his wife, you get married, you choose a person that you want to spend the rest of your life with, and you're very happy, you have kids, and then suddenly, I don't know what happens, that women just stop taking care of themselves.
Absolutely.
And I get these men that are like, I feel bad because they're so cool. They love their wives. Trust me, they do. They can't take it anymore, though. They cannot take being with a woman that is not taking care of herself. She has definitely... it's one thing to let go of yourself, but it's another thing to not be so conscious, And then, as a man now, you are in a catch-22 because try being a husband and go tell your wife that, honey, you need to lose weight. What's going on here? Whatever little bit you get, forget about that too. I don't know. I don't have any female friends. I always tend to have my friends as guys. I don't know why. I just feel I understand men a little bit more than I understand women. But
yeah, well, you got company here. I just think I go easier with guys than women because women always have a lot of issues.
I feel that from you. But it's just that as far as what a man wants, I can say that a man wants that, okay, I'm with this partner and she's taking care of my family, she's taking care of my kids, she's taking care of my house, but I would love for her to take care of herself.
Absolutely, yes.
And the woman now is going on thinking, wait, I don't have time to do that. I'm enough that I feed the kids, I take them to soccer, I take them to baseball.
Yes.
And then I have to interrupt you. You are so on point. This is a conversation. We've never had this conversation. What she just said absolutely is 100% correct and well said. And let me tell you what I heard. Balance. The woman who has the balance, she can look good, but still take care of herself. The woman who is just out there to show, and she is so full of herself, breast up in the ear and lipstick and makeup, and no, I'm not interested. I'm not interested. But the woman who can take care of herself, she's healthy, she's calm, she's not stressed, but she can still take care of her kids, take care of her, have her life going on, and not dependent and need somebody and needy and nagging. So that is the balance. And I'm saying she will get the support to maintain that balance. That man will take out the garbage. That man will run after her and go pick up the kids and go do all the things to give her the support. But when she is not taking care of herself and just complaining and complaining and complaining, the boy...
You know what happens is we are not good as women. The first priority is always the kids. Your husband, and again, culture plays a big role in it. It's like always you want to put yourself the last. And in that now, you are saying that what is my reward for all of this? The least you could do is say, thank you, honey, but here you're going to come home and say, well, you put on weight, so I'm going to go outside and find somebody that hasn't put on weight. It is. And so now, okay, God forbid if in a couple that situation arises, a lot of people would ridicule me and criticize me for making this statement, but I will. A lot of this time, in these situations, woman is equally at fault as a man. It's just simple. I want to look a certain way because I enjoy it, and through being that way, if my partner enjoys it, then it's a win-win situation.
I agree.
I do not think there is a single woman on this planet that likes to be overweight and unattractive.
Absolutely. I hope not. I hope not anyway.
It doesn't matter what country.
Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, go ahead.
When you are not attracted to yourself, how can you expect a man to be attracted to you?
But not only that, when I see some women on the street, and I'm with my daughter, I'm getting gas, I think it was last week or something like that, and there's this woman who got out of her car, she had on no bra, her breast was hanging all the way to her waist, and she has rollers in her ear, and I go to my daughter, I would never want you to see yourself on the street like that.
Now, can you imagine being that woman's husband?
Yes, exactly. And that was my point to her. I was like, absolutely no reason. I don't care how you have to run out of your house. You're not supposed to look like that. So I know exactly what you're talking about. So can you imagine if I was her husband and I was at the gas station and saw her coming out of her car looking like that? I'd be going, that's not my wife. I don't own you.
Or even if you're at home and she come back home looking like that.
Exactly. Crazy. And I see it all the time. I was just having a conversation even this evening coming home, and I saw that I was waiting for Paviel from her trainer, and there's these three black young men with their pants hanging off their butts and their hair not combed, and I thought, who the hell is their mother?
But
it's
so, you know what? It works both ways, because being a woman, if you are with a partner that is not taking care of himself now
exactly.
Here's where it becomes really challenging. A woman cannot wake up and say, my husband is unattractive, he has a big belly, I'm going to do whatever I want. Well, try that. That is worse than putting on weight and being unattractive for your husband or your man.
Exactly.
Try being the attractive woman and be with a man that has let go and just have the courage to say, I'm not happy with this, I deserve better, let me see what is out there. Then there comes the whole thing. So as a woman, it's such a challenging situation,
Yeah.
And I would say this, that just as I was raised saying, you don't want to see men cry, my mom always said only one thing to me, and I tried to live by it, and she said, you know what, honey, let me tell you something. As long as you have your your looks right, your finances right, and your brain in position, you have nothing else to worry about. Everything else will just keep falling in line one after the other.
Amen to that. Amen to that.
She said the days you're depressed, and this message goes out to all the women and men who are listening to share it with their women, the days that you're most depressed, you want to look your best.
Amen.
Try.
Yeah.
Just try be as a woman one day that you're super depressed, you just got a bad news. Get up and wear your best outfit, look your best. It changes everything.
Changes everything. It make you love yourself all over again.
I agree.
Seriously. My special guest inside the 8 o'clock hour of the Diana Wright Show tonight is Dax Dunn and Vanya, and we're having a spirited conversation. I'm so sorry you can't see them because we're having a little signal problem going on with Skype. You know something, Dax? You need to tune in to Uvu also so I can switch around with you just in case Skype decides to not tune in, okay? So maybe we should have Uvu as an option because I have that on my system also. But I just want to encourage people to listen to the conversation with an open mind. This is an adult conversation. We are talking to men, and we want men to participate. We obviously tonight you can't participate because Dax has to use a phone instead. But it's for you to understand that what you're looking for in a woman, the woman is also looking for something from you too. So it's a interdependency, as Dax like to call it.
Well, as a matter of fact, listening to what Vanya was just saying, the best thing I would talk about is the yin and the yang.
Okay.
You know, and we have there's not one more important than the other. Two go hand in hand.
Yep.
That the mistake we make is that we say, I'm looking for a man like this, I'm looking for a woman like that. But the truth is, we're all constantly changing. So what are you willing to give to get what you want?
Right.
And finding somebody who is willing to make that exchange with you is the key. So, it's not, you can't say, I just want sex. No, I mean, yeah, you could just buy sex, but as far as sex is just one aspect of a relationship. I am not saying, while sex is the most important thing in my relationship, I would say it probably only it relates to 5% of our time and energy that we spend together. We're not having sex 95% of the time.
Exactly.
But the 5% allows the 95% to have a whole different meaning. It's something that, in every interaction, in every, conversation, there's an intimacy that's there, not in the act, but just in the exchange of energy between this person. As I said, I think the analogy is the yin and yang symbol, the black and white, the passion and the cooling, the hot and the cool, the yin and the yang.
So,
that, I want to ask you a question. I don't know. I want to know what men feel about that. This question has always bothered me, if I may, Diana.
Sure, go right ahead.
I want to understand that, as a man, you are with a woman that you're married to for, let's say, a number of years. She has your children, and you absolutely love her, but you is there a point at which, or something happens that you feel that you love her a lot, but you kind of lose that sexual attraction to her? Does that happen? And when that happens, how do men, as women, we always can put a lid on our feelings because we have more of a tolerance.
Yes.
But do men feel that way? It could be any reason. It could be the woman has put on a lot of weight, or she's gone complacent over the years, but you do love her because you know that she's born your children and she's such a good mother. Your family loves her. But when it comes to those intimate moments, does it ever happen that men may feel that
they're no longer attracted? They're no longer attracted.
Feeling that sexual attraction, and when that happens, how does a man cope up with that?
Well, I think less than not attractive. I can't relate to that. That you're not attractive, even if you gain weight. what happens is that the lack of attention.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one thing to say, I still love you, you're attractive, you're the mother of my kids, and everything is good, but there's no attention to that area of the relationship. Now, unfortunately, again, it's much more complicated than that, because I can only speak for me. And I this is more than I anticipated getting into, but I'm not holding back. I'm going to have the truth. For me, the situation was not a case where, you know, I was no longer attracted. The situation was that I was not getting the attention that I felt I wanted.
Oh.
But then I will take responsibility to say, I don't think I did enough to communicate my needs, because quite frankly at the time, I didn't understand my needs. I said to myself, I don't know myself. I said, well, it can't be that important. It's more important that she's taking care of my kids and that everything else is right. So I must not be selfish. And in my own, call it sick rationale at that time, I said, I will find somewhere else to satisfy those needs. And then that unfortunately set a whole
lot of things going down the drain.
In motion. So when she's no longer interested in sex, it's not necessarily because she's no longer interested in sex, but maybe my acts cause her to get to that place, and it's just this constant downhill spiral. You understand?
Yeah.
So what can I tell you at the end of the day? What I have learned is that, number one, communication.
Amen.
Communicate.
Yeah, but Dax, a lot of men don't like to talk. A lot of men, you have to kind of pull out that conversation.
Write it down. You know, I don't know, but for me, that's the only way that I can get my message across, to communicate.
Yeah, but I think one of the things that I got out of what Vanya was saying, though, is that do we get to a place in a marriage, say you're married 20 years, 25 years, whatever, but it becomes like you're almost like roommates or friends, because your children are a little older, you're trying to get to the place that you want to get to monetarily, and he's trying to do his thing over there, and just the sex thing is just not gelling. It's just not happening. And sometimes some guys seem to me, from what I've observed among friends, is that they're just not into their wife sexually anymore. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. As I say, it's for one thing, you stop paying attention.
So the attention is the thing, but attention on whose part though? Is it that she's paying too much attention to the kids and the everything else that she has to do, the cooking and the cleaning and whatever? So she's figuring, and then I have to go to bed and have sex too.
And I'm saying to you, it should start out again, to each his own. And to me, the first thing is, we as individuals need to make our list of what is important to us. So I am willing to say, with no hesitation, proud and sure, I love sex. No, I love sex, and therefore I am looking for a woman who can enjoy sex as much as me, and I have found that woman, and everything is good. Starting with sex. No. Then there's a whole other life, how the bill them going to pay, you know, do you want more kids? No, do you like to travel?
Right.
What food we're going to eat, you know, how you deal with your family, how I deal with my family, what about your kids, what about my kids, what about your ex, what about my ex?
Yes.
You know, all of these factors have to come into the conversation, and through constant work and discussion, it builds a relationship. It's not about, you know, I don't like her because of this. I have to talk to her and understand what can we do about creating a better arrangement around that, you know?
Exactly.
I think I'm talking too much, but forgive me, but I'm excited tonight, and I'm glad that Vanya is with me, because Vanya said to me, my mom is sick, do you think she should come here? That's not an easy, small step, but I know your mom is your mom. So come, we're going to figure it out. Somehow, you can't leave mom out. You can't say to a woman, boy, when I want mother come around here.
Because, mother-in-law creates problems,
I understand, but here's the thing. We have to deal with it as it comes. It can't be that you set all of these rules. Too many women have these. I don't want a man who this. I don't want a man who that.
They have a long list.
No. You want a man who can work with you. That's what you want. You want a woman who can work with you. And then you get to where you want to get to. When you leave your house and you say you're going on a trip, you don't know every corner, you don't know every turn, you don't know every situation that's going to come up. You want a partner so you can deal with, I know this person have my back. I don't have to prep Vanya and tell her what we're going to talk about today. I said to her, come, me and Diana doing a phone call I think today, and I know her, and whatever she says, what she said, I don't have to tell her what to say.
Exactly. Well, let me ask you something now, though, Dax. Do you find, okay, suppose you meet someone and they satisfy the sex part of you, but then that woman is not a good housekeeper, she can't cook, she's not that too much into kids. How do you kind of trim that down? And the reason I'm asking you this is because I had an experience once, right, where I was staying with some folks, and when I got to the place, nice big mansion, okay, but I am very particular about my surroundings. So I'm invited in, I go, but I realized just by looking around that things are not exactly how I would do with it, meaning it's not clean enough for me. So what I did, when they left, I cleaned up the place thoroughly. So when the husband got home, he was in shock. He's like, oh my God. So what did he do? I almost killed him when he did it. So when we're sitting down in the evening watching TV and he's going on, and he goes, oh my God, since Diana is here, the place is so nice and clean. And I'm like, oh my God, how are you going to say that? Why would you even say that? And then he goes, he says, well, didn't you know that when I used to date you and come to your place, I knew that if I opened the closet, everything would fall down on me. And I almost went into the floor. And I think from that day, his wife just hates me.
No, listen.
But when we got around to a discussion, though, of why they got married and whatever, his answer was because he thought she was a whole woman. And I interpreted that to be quite sexual, okay? Because, so that's the reason I'm asking you that. If you find a girl, say Vanya was a girl who was sexual and she takes care of all of those needs, but boom, when you go to her house, the dirty dishes are piling up in the sink and her clothes are all over the place, and ugh. How do you deal with that?
All right. So number one.
Yes.
That to me is one of the easiest answers ever.
Okay.
It's about building a relationship. If she can't cook and I love her enough, we'll work on cooking. She have to eat, I have to eat, we'll learn to cook. If it's the cleaning, we have to figure out, boy, honey, you know what? You can, I am messy. I am the messy person in this relationship. relationship.
Aha! Okay, here comes the secret now.
but I am messy in my space, and she allow me to be messy in my space. And then in her space, I make sure I don't leave nothing around and mess up her space.
Okay.
So there's some, we give each other a little room space to do our thing.
Right.
But I'm saying to you, the answer to your question is unequivocal. That if you love somebody, things like dressing, things like, cooking, cleaning, all kind of these little things, those are things that you work together and you develop. It's like you're saying, I'm going to date a woman and she must have a house, or she must have a certain type of, or she must drive a certain type of car. That is foolishness.
Oh my God.
No, I'm saying the fact that a woman can cook or not cook is something she learns. It's not a character trait for her to cook or clean. No, she could be nasty. But maybe she even smell bad. you can't say, boy, let me buy you some perfume and let me bring certain things to your attention and stuff. So you build a relationship with the person. And yes, do I say you just take anybody and just love them because they want to have sex? You're going to make I'm saying there's a deeper spiritual connection that I believe every single human being have with each other. And I go right back to Mr. President. I'm saying to you, you can feel comfortable to compliment somebody and tell them look good, or them feel a good vibe from them. It's the same way we have to look out for people based on the vibe. Build a relationship in the physical world. Build a relationship in the mental world. I'm going to Iceland to spend time with a person who...
Okay, did we lose your Dax?
And communication. Get to the point that they're married. Living together for over 40 or close to 40 years now.
That's a lady you're going to visit in Iceland, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, what can I say? This has been a spirited conversation. I didn't get to a lot of my questions, but I just want to point out that President Barack Obama, he got in trouble the other day for saying that his attorney general in California is the best looking attorney general. So, and I personally think that he got in trouble with his wife because everybody was talking about it after that too. So we do know that our president is not necessarily, he's just a guy of lyrics, I think.
He just compliments her, that's all.
Yes, he's just one of those lovey-dovey kind of people. It seemed to me, I don't know the guy, but that's the impression that we get just seeing. Huh?
I think it was being very cute. That what he's saying is there's not a lot of attorney generals, so he's not saying she's the best looking woman in the theater. He's saying she's good looking, and then he feels that because he says attorney general, it then gives it the joke or the humorous aspect to it.
I'm sorry, but I disagree with both of you.
Oh, you disagree? Because I thought he did not have to apologize, and he did apologize, but I don't think he needed to.
The place where I disagree is that there is a reason that when President Obama says makes that comment, there is such a big deal about it, and there have been presidents or governors whose kids have been caught on drunk driving with their pictures, and there's not such a big deal. President Obama will be questioned even if he blinks the wrong way. So him making this comment we can go back and pick out thousands of senators and even a lot of presidents that have made statements very similar to that, but it's him. So every little minutest thing that he would do is taken in a whole different perspective. And I have been here and I know that certain other presidents and governors' kids, when they were caught being drunk driving and their pictures were all over the place, that didn't get as much of media attention as him just saying this is one of the best looking attorney generals.
Yes.
So I think it's a little bit more than that, but in my opinion, I agree with Diana, he didn't have to apologize.
Yeah.
There's no reason. And we all of us that understand should be even supportive to say that if he gets up and it's almost like, he gets up with his right arm first. Oh, well, he has his right arm first. But that's not right. Right arm is where it should be on your heart all the time. And he did make that comment too,
Yes.
Or he's like scratching his nose. His finger was in his nose. So now he's going to contaminate everything. I mean, come on.
Exactly.
It's best if the poor guy would be questioned for no matter what he does.
Right. You're correct. And I think the Attorney General is gorgeous, because the first time I saw her, I was like, oh, wow, she's a beautiful woman. I did. I was complimenting her myself, and I didn't even know her. And he knows her for a long time, I gather.
Right. And I mean, since when it has become a problem to let somebody know that they look good and let somebody, give them a compliment? I mean, of course, you're the president, but we want the president to be somebody that's like us.
Ah, okay. And he's being himself.
That's the meaning of democracy, is that one of us, it's people of it's the government of the people, for the people, by the people.
Amen.
So you pick somebody that is from the people.
Yes.
So every man would find an attractive woman and make a compliment. Most men. And the ones who don't are the ones that are caught in these two operations.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's where the string operations come in, and they get calls from Colombia even now.
All righty. Oh, boy. Okay. Okay, Dax, I guess next week is going to be even better. All right? Because every week I do this. Last week we started and I laughed until I didn't know what to do with myself. And I was still talking about it.
I look forward to more men chiming in, because believe me, I do not. Lloyd need to come into the conversation, because I don't represent all men by any stretch.
Okay, well, I tell you what, I'm going to have him come in next week, Thursday. I don't know if he's going to agree, because he's camera shy, and I have another camera that I'm going to put on, let him sit in front of. So,
all right.
I'll try that for next week.
All right, thank you so much. Take care. Have a nice evening, and to your viewers, please, it's been a pleasure. Thank you.
And thank you, Vanya, for being so open and frank, and thank you, Dax, of course. I expect that from Dax, but I wasn't sure that Vanya would be so open. So thank you for being so open.
No problem.
And take care and have a great evening. Enjoy the sex.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. All right. That was Dax and Vanya, and this is Men Speak, and we do this every Thursday right here on the Diana Wright Show live. So we invite you to join us. We're sorry that we had to tie up the phone this evening because Dax was having a problem with his Skype connection. So next week, Thursday at 8 o'clock, we hope that everything will work out and the devil does not come anywhere near here. Get thee behind us, Satan, for trying to screw up a good conversation. Anyway, that was a great conversation as usual, and my goodness, we learned a lot. I certainly did, and I'm going to try to get my husband to come into the conversation next week, Thursday. I don't know how successful I'm going to be with that one, but I'll try anyway. And so thank you so much for joining me. It was a wonderful, wonderful evening as usual. Anytime Dax is on. And tomorrow morning we'll be here with Wow Big Friday. We'll continue the conversation about President Obama, because President Obama is just, to me, a guy of lyrics. I just want to meet him because he just seems to be such a great person. And then it makes you wonder, why is it that those Republicans are trying to fight him so much? Maybe they're just jealous, okay? They're just jealous that he's such a nice guy and everybody likes him for who he is. And, forget about the politics. People just like him as a person. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing, Mitch McConnell. Wouldn't you like a lot of people to like you for just being a person? Wow. Maybe if you give up some hate and get into the I love me theme with us right here on the show, you and Senator Boehner might just find that, you're loved just the same as everyone loves Barack Obama. Alrighty, thank you so much once again for joining me from around the world and in the United States. As I say au revoir, I say adios and ciao. I remind you that if you love something, set it free. If it comes back, it's yours. If it doesn't, it was never yours. Thanks to Dax and Vanya for joining me for Men Speak on Thursdays at the 8 o'clock hour on the Diane White Show. So please do join us next week when we hope that everything will work out smoothly so we can have the phone free for you to speak. All right. Thank you so much and have a great evening. Stay prayed up and keep loving yourself, whether you're male or female. The word is love. Put it between the I and the me and just simply say, I love me. Ah, that was funny.